Welcome to class 6. Today's class is about the obliques, which are on the side of your core, of the outer core. So in this class, you will just need a pillow, a band, a mat, and go get your things. See you now. Starting with a pre-assessment, lie down on your back. And if you overuse your neck when you lift your chest in your upper core, then just take a pillow underneath your head for this pre-assessment. If not, start in this position, take the hands by the side, and you're going to activate through your upper core. So you're going to pull the ribs down towards the hips, keep the shoulders back, lift the chest without using the neck too much. And then I want you to slide your hand down your foot to see how far you can get. If you can get to touch the heel, or if you can get all the way down to the midfoot. Then control it and take it to the other side and see how far down the foot you can get there. And then slowly come back to center and back down. That is our pre-assessment, so we want to see if we can get a better movement in that position or a further movement in that position. So now we will start with the class. So we activate into our deep inner core. Place the hand onto your rib cage. Breathe into your hand, lifting the belly up into your hand. And as you exhale, activate into your pelvic floor. Pull the belly button to spine, pull and hold your TA. Keep the TA active here, and then place your hands onto your thighs. Just push the thighs gently into your hands, 25% contraction, and hold it here. Keep the pelvic floor active. And then in this position, I want you to just place your left hand on the thigh and raise the right hand up, taking it all the way overhead. Inhale, and exhale, lift the arm, place it down onto your right thigh, lift the left hand, taking it all the way back and lifting it back up. Right, inhale as you go back, exhale as you come forward. Left, inhale, and exhale. Don't open up the ribs, so only go as far as you can. Inhale and exhale. Keep the pelvic floor active, TA active. Inhale as you go over, exhale as you come down. Inhale. You should start to feel the sides of your core warm up. We're using our hands to activate into the obliques. So if there's weight or pressure on your hands, you will get more oblique activation. Last one, left hand goes over, right hand pushing onto the thigh, pelvic floor engaged, TA active, and relax it here. Now, going a little bit further, if this is where you are, you stay here. But if not, you can take one leg into dead bug, the opposite leg into dead bug. Activate into the pelvic floor, rib cage pulling down towards the hips, hands onto the thighs or just above the knees. Keep the pelvic floor active. Keep pushing left hand into the left leg, and then take the right arm over. And back again. Right hand pushes into the right thigh pushing back into the hand, left hand goes over, and switch. Keep breathing as you do this. Inhale as you go over, exhale to pull the arm back up. Use that extra core activation to lift the arm overhead and bring it back again. Keep active here. Keep lower back pushing down into the ground. You don't want to start feeling too much of your hip flexors. You want to feel your obliques activate. So the sides of your body should be firing up, not too much of your hip flexors. If it is in the hip flexors, take it down a level. Last one. Bring the hand down and hug the knees into the chest. Rock a little bit from side to side. And then we're going to go into a little bit of a harder one. So if that one was hard, keep it there. And if not, you can take it a bit further. So taking your legs into a dead bug position, making sure your pelvic floor is active, deep inner core active. Take the hands behind the head, lift the chest to get your upper core engaged as well. And then take the hands up and place them onto the knees. Switching now with the leg going down, same arm, same leg, lifting back up. And opposite. Keeping the head lifted if it's available to you. If not, then I want you to take the head all the way back down. Keep moving from side to side, making sure your hips are stable as you do this. Same arm, same leg going back. Different to a normal dead bug that we do. Three more. 2 and 1. Hug the knees into the chest, rock from side to side. And now we're going to come into our rotational part of our obliques. So you're going to lift the chest up, hands behind the head, like we're doing our upper core. So if you can't, take the pillow behind the head. And then I want you to keep the elbows in the periphery, rock your body onto your left side without your hips moving. The heels are stable. And then rotate back to center and go to the other side without your elbows coming in. We're keeping them out, squeezing the shoulder blades together and making sure the hips aren't moving with us. So they're just stable there, and all the motion comes from the rotational part of your obliques. Keep switching from side to side, rocking from side to side, keeping the elbows out in the periphery and making sure your hips are not moving, the knees are not falling in. You have to just keep focusing on every little detail. Even myself, I have to know what I'm doing all the time. Mind to muscle connection. Keep rotating. Keep the heels pushing down into the ground. Lower core active, pelvic floor active. 2 more. 1 to the right. Keep lifting the chest, and then 1 to the left. Come back to center, take the head down, hug the knees in to your chest. Taking it a step further, we're going to come into our dead bug position and do the same thing. If it's too difficult for you, keep it at this position. You do not have to go further. I'm just putting an option there for anyone who needs to go that a little bit deeper. Activate into the lower core, belly button to spine, lift the chest up, and we're going to rotate to the side. Remember, you're rotating onto your left scapula, and then you come back to center, still lifting the chest up, and then we move to the right. Inhale and exhale back to center. Inhale to the side, exhale back. Inhale to the side, exhale back. Keep the knees pushing away from your chest. They're not coming all the way in. 2 more to the right. Last one to the left. Come back to center, then drop the head down. Hug the knees into your chest. Now coming into trying to get our obliques to work with the legs, you can take a pillow underneath your head to keep it secure. And then take the hands underneath the bum. Now you're going to take right leg in as high as you can. Left leg is on the ground, on the tippy toes. In this position, we're going to switch, taking that left knee in, right foot down to the ground. Really trying to pull the knee in as far as you can. You'll feel your lower core, and then you'll start to feel your obliques. So if your lower core is not active, you might not feel your obliques in this position just yet. Pull it in. Switch, pull it in. 2 more. Pull. Last one. Pull the knee in. Place the foot down. Now you're going to take the arms up overhead and try and get your knee to touch your elbows. So coming onto the tippy toes, right knee comes all the way in as much as possible, trying to get the knee to the elbow. If you want to lift your chest up to get it to touch, you can try this position here. And then in the air, we're switching the sides, getting the left elbow to touch whilst the right toes are on the floor. That helps you get your left elbow in or your left knee in. Right knee in to touch the elbow. And switch left knee. Switch right. Last one, switch left. And then hug the knees in. Placing the feet down. And then just moving the knees from side to side. Coming more into a rotational part of our lower core and obliques here. So just moving, it's more of a mobility, but keeping your core active. And then we're going to go into the real thing, where we have our arms out into a T position. Palms of the hands facing up towards the sky, back of the hands pushing down into the ground. Right leg raises into dead bug, left leg raises into dead bug. Pull the knees together. Make sure the knees are at the same level the whole time and there's no step. So now we're going to push onto the left hip, holding it here. Keeping your right knee lifting up on top of your left so that they are at the same level. Your right hip is pushing off of the floor. Then you're coming back to center and move to the opposite side, pushing your left knee to get the same angle as the right. Heels are together. Don't have one foot down past the other. Coming back to center and back to the left. Knees on top of each other. Come back to center and to the right hip. If you feel you can go further each time, then you can do that. Come back to center, take it to the left. Reach the right knee over the left. Keep your right shoulder blade on the ground. Keep the core engaged. And then exhale, pull the legs back in by using your core. Move over to the right side. Hold it in this deep position. Keep the heels together, knees glued. And then activate your core. You want to pull your ribs to touch the floor to get the legs back to the ground. And then go further. To the left. Knees on top of each other. Shoulders squeezed together. Pull the legs back in by using your obliques. Take it to the other side. Left knee over the right, squeeze shoulder blades together. Pull back by using your core. and then hug the knees into the chest. And then just trying to come into our post-assessment. So you're going to lift your head off of the floor if you don't need the pillow. Activate into the upper core. Take the hands by the sides and then try and reach as far as you can. And see if you can get a little bit further after just activating those obliques a little bit more. Try it 2 or 3 times and then relax back down. Well done for doing the oblique part of our core, and now we're going to go into a mobility. So, starting by lying down on the ground with a pillow underneath your head, we're going to be doing a lot of twisting in this to help with the obliques. So take your band and place it onto the right foot. Take the left leg out, and then we're going to move that right leg all the way over your body. Twisting as much as you can and keeping your core engaged. Pulling the belly button to spine, rounding through your lower back. So you're not creating an arch, you're not tilting the bum out. This time we're tucking it in, pulling your lower core in, pulling your hip back into the socket. Your right shoulder blade is on the ground, and then we come back up and go again to the same side. Dropping the foot, trying to get it to touch, and then lifting back up. 3 more, touch and lift. 2 more. Last one. Taking it up and taking the left leg in. Make sure you have space to take the left leg over. Keep your core active, shoulder on the ground, and you might feel like you can't go as far on one side compared to the other. So just take it as it goes. If you feel like you need to spend more time in one side more than the other, then do that. Keep the core active, keep rounding through your lower back. So you don't want to be arching, you want to round and tuck in as you take the leg all the way over. 3 more. 2. And 1. Try and get the foot to touch the floor, and then slowly bring the leg all the way back up. And now I want you to try and take the right leg over the left, and you're going to drop the right knee to the ground. You can help the knee come down by using your left hand. Bring it back to center, and then drop it back down. See if you can go further each time. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Push the knee down, hold it here. 5 seconds. And then slowly come back up. Place the right foot on the ground, left leg goes over the right, and you're going to drop that left knee towards the floor. Using your right hand to try and pull the knee all the way to the ground. And then lift it back up. Remember, take your time. If you want to go more into one side, then do that. Lift back up. 3 more. Pulling the knee down, rounding through your lower back, pulling the belly button to the spine, keeping your shoulder blade pulled onto the ground. 2 more. Last one. Drop the knee down. Get into a comfortable position and hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. Hug the knees in as much as you can. Move the legs from side to side, and then try in a different position. So you're going to take right leg over the left. You don't have to bind, and then you're going to move all the way over at a higher position this time. So you're twisting up into your thoracic instead of lower into your lower back. So your legs or your knees are going to be in line with your rib cage. Then lift it back up using your core and drop it back down. Lift up and drop it down. If we use our core, especially after we've done our obliques, we can get a little bit further into our mobility. Last one. And switch sides. Taking right leg over left in the dead bug position, reaching that left knee over, trying to get the stretch now more into your thoracic spine, maybe into your shoulders. Pull the legs back up using your core and drop it back down. Lift and drop. Control through your core. Lift and drop. Last one. Lift and drop. Push the knee down to the ground. And then pull the legs all the way back up. Hug the knees in. And then come up into a seated position. Well done for doing our full body mobility with obliques, and I will see you at the next class.